The new tool that I'm going to be reviewing is called BookWidgets. You can find it at bookwidgets.com. It is a whole bunch of different kind of apps all in one spot. So if you go to widgets, I'm going to click down here on examples to show you what some of them are. And I wanted to try it because it had a crossword puzzle feature. My students, sixth graders, love crossword puzzles. And we haven't been able to do them this year because they're hard to do online. We've been giving them a PDF and they fill it out in Cami, but it's just not the same. I think they will like this much better. So these are all the different kind of widgets they have. There's an exit slip, which I thought was nice, that the first question is always, how did you feel about the lesson? And then you can give them a question to answer. Flashcards reminded me of Quizlet. You can make a quiz like a Google form. I didn't try the worksheets. Timeline, I thought would be great for all subjects, because like here, World War I, you can make a timeline of a social studies event. You could use it for ELA to keep track of events in a story. I'm going to delete some of these so I can show you. So this one came with, the teacher put one in, and then the student would need to fill in the second one about the second main event. And then there's a plus, they can add more. So the students can add. I like that there's a little more creation going on here. You could use that for science, like the stages of an experiment. They could upload photos, I think. Math, they could use it to explain the steps of a math problem. There was a web quest, looked a little bit involved to set it up, but it'd be nice to keep them contained in one spot what you wanted to do. I'm going to skip down to, there's lots of stuff with pictures. This hotspot image reminded me of ThingLink, but you can embed hotspots on other things. Like if you make image carousel, this was like a Google slide. So you could be giving kids pictures for building background knowledge, or the image viewer, they can really zoom in on it and explore something that you're trying to show them. But you can embed hotspots in the image carousel. So they can be clicking on your image to get more information. And what else did I look at? Math, this chart would be great for showing students, supporting students with how to make a bar graph. Because the teacher sets up all the parameters except for what the actual information that goes in. So you do the x-axis and the y-axis, you label them, you give it a title, and then you set up this chart over here, and the students fill it in to see. So it would help kids understand how to make a graph chart, a bar graph. You know, if kids need more support, like special ed students, or you're just introducing it, or you wanted to show how the data would change if you change your numbers, you know, it'll make the bar look different. So I thought that would be a much easier way than when I taught fifth grade and you had to use graph paper and draw it out every time. This would be much quicker, and they could see the results much quicker. Maybe they would understand it a little better. Arithmetic, they could practice facts. It reminded me of the First in Math game. But what I wanted it for was the crossword puzzle. So I'm going to show you a crossword puzzle that I created. You can, so to make one, maybe we should start here. You go to widgets on the left here, or my widgets, and then it'll say here, create new widget. And then you pick which widget you want, and it will take you through all the ways, all the things you can do to set it up. You give it a name. I could put in the words. You could put in your own definitions. Then probably the most important thing to look at here for reporting is submission form data, because you want students to have to put their name in. Email, that'll be up to you. because that lets you send their feedback through email. But if you're going to put the grade in Google Classroom, I don't, you wouldn't need that. And then if you want to have them put in their what class it is so you can sort it in your grade book, but that's, those are little extras. So what I really like about the crossword puzzle was, so here's all my words, generate puzzle. Was it going to do it? So, and then I'm going to click preview. So it should be, okay, so this is when I had started. So when they're working on it, it's just blue and white. As soon as they fill in their last word, it checks it for them. And anything that's right turns green. Anything that's wrong turns red. So they can self-check. So obviously I need to redo number 6 here, 6 across. So when you click on it, it's also nice. The clue highlights, so you know exactly what you're working on. You can see it flashing a little bit here because I need to start typing. A state of being anxious or uncertain is suspense. You type, okay, so now I got it right. So I really like that it's self-checking. They can, make sure they got everything right before they turn it in. And then the way to turn it in is they'll click the envelope to send it to you. And this is where, they're going to have to use their first and last name because it's not going to sync to Google. And whatever you tell them for their class ID, and then you click send, and then it'll show up in your teacher account. It'll also send you an email. So like I said, it'll depend how you feel about that. But I feel like this is much better because interactive. This is much better than handwriting on Cami on a PDF. It's just not the same as actually doing a crossword puzzle. So I hope that was helpful and that you check it out. Again, that's bookwidgets.com.